Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I wanted to do a bag review video featuring my most used bags, which includes the Chloe Tess, the Acne Musubi, as well as the Loewe basket bag. And then at the end, I'll be doing a little bit of a cheeky unboxing of a new handbag I've purchased. Since my bag collection video at the end of last year, I have curated my collection a little bit more, and the collection has gotten a bit smaller. So other than a few pieces tucked away, I would say this is pretty much what I reach for on a daily basis. Starting with the Chloe Tess, because this is probably my most used bag. This is the small size and the shade is called Black Currant. Because it's a seasonal shade, I don't think this exact color is still available. And also, I got this at the end of the season, so I got about 40% off this bag, and it came to just under $1,000 or 1,400 Australian dollars. That is just saying you can get this bag discounted if you wait. The main reason I love this bag is the versatility of being able to hold it on the top handle, wear it on the shoulder as well as the crossbody, and it actually looks really good all three ways, which sometimes is not the case with bags. I think the size of it is partly the reason. It's quite a small, compact size, so it also just lays really nicely crossbody. Both of the straps are detachable and the longer shoulder strap is adjustable. I am 160 centimeters or 5'3". I currently have it on the shortest adjustment, and it is just the perfect length as a shorter crossbody, which is what I always prefer. As I'm reviewing this bag, you'll kind of hear a little bit of noise, and that's just because there is obviously a lot of hardware from the front loop to the sides. And there's just a lot of hardware going on, and it is very chunky. Unless I'm filming a YouTube video, it is not something that bothers me at all. But just something to note. If I look up close, I can definitely see some of the gold tarnishing and some of the silver underneath showing through. It's not obvious. I need to look quite close to see it. But in general, there is definitely some wear and tear on all of the hardware bits. For me, this isn't really a con. I really couldn't and wouldn't have expected anything else. Especially because these hardware pieces will kind of constantly move against each other. If you're a bit of a perfectionist, that is just something to note. The only other place with major wear is on the inside, and I'll show it once again in some cutaways. Where the flap opens, there are two scratches on both sides. I think because when the bag was a bit stiffer, it will kind of hit against these edges, and also maybe on the front rim of the bag. So it's just gotten two scratches here, but it's on the inside and it's not a big deal to me. So with all the wear and tear out of the way, I would say overall this bag has held up really well. This has not been the bag I've just pulled out once a week and just taken it out for like a brunch or something. This has been on constant rotation since I got it just under a year ago now. So despite it looking like smooth leather, it is very hard wearing. If I take my nail and just kind of like scratch against it, you don't get any marks at all. So the leather is still looking perfect, and it's just held up really, really well. I can't see any major marks, dents, scratches, or anything on this bag, despite the wear it has gotten. I think this bag is a little bit heavier than the average small crossbody. It's not so much the hardware, I think, as it is just quite a lot of leather. You've also got this really thick leather reinforcement on the bottom. You've obviously got quite chunky shoulder straps. So a teeny bit heavier, but it is nothing that I have really thought about as I'm using it. Because the crossbody shoulder strap is so thick, I actually find this bag to be super comfortable. It's also small enough that you can't put that much in it. So weight for me has just never been an issue with this bag. I would absolutely recommend this bag. I've been very happy with the wear and tear and how versatile and easy it is to wear out. This bag for me is a little bit more of a contemporary bag design rather than something that is very, very classic. Had I not gotten it on sale and saved about 30 to 40%, I probably would have opted for the Marcy, which I love just as much, with the circular, very bohemian shape. The only thing about that is that it has the thinner straps rather than the thicker strap, which I like. But the Marcy is just at a slightly lower price point than the Tess, and it's also, for me, a little bit more classic if you're looking for something more understated. If you're looking for a bag of this design, but obviously at a lower price point, which is very fair, Sazan does a really great option. It's called the Ollie bag, and from the first time I saw it, I just kind of thought this is very reminiscent of the Tess, but it's not too similar either. So it's a really beautiful option. It has this chunky hardware at the front. It's in like a rectangular oval kind of shape. It has a thicker shoulder strap, and I feel like they just have a very comparable aesthetic. I'll link that bag down below if you're interested, and I have also had Cezanne leather goods before, so I know that the quality is really nice. This is the wallet I've had from them for about a year or two now. My mum also has one of Cezanne's Victor bags, which has like beautiful smooth leather, and she's really been enjoying that bag as well. So quality wise, they are really good, which is why I'm recommending them. Moving on to the Acne Musubi bag. This one is in the mini size, and I chose mine in this really gorgeous warm brown color. Despite it being a small to medium bag, this bag really fits a lot because of this small bucket style shape. Before lockdown, this was my go-to work bag, just because it felt really functional, it fit a lot. When I first received this bag, quite honestly, I was questioning how functional it would be. For me, I wasn't used to this button closure, and then once I opened it, it had like 2 compartments with a zipper compartment in the center, and then the opening of it is also not as wide as a tote bag might be, or as like a bucket bag might be. So it just took a little bit of getting used to, but I have to say the functionality and the design of this is just perfect. The bag is really easy to get into because the leather is quite soft. So it means that you can just pull the front and it opens up quite a lot, or you can just move the strap down very easily without feeling like you're bending the bag. The compartments inside have also been quite revolutionary. I'm not the kind of person to have bag organizers and whatnot. I'm definitely a just chuck everything in and hope for the best kind of person. And these compartments have really just made me appreciate some organization within my bags. The snap closure is still not my favorite. The longer strap is adjustable, and you have the adjustments hidden under the side sashes. Despite the leather being quite soft and plushy, the way that it has been cut and made means that the bottom still has a bit of structure, which I like. I wanted to quickly add that the sashes on the side are inspired by Japanese obi sashes, which I think is just a really cool design influence. This bag has very minimal hardware and detailing. You have the logo stamped on the front of the bag and a little bit of stitching on top on both sides. Other than that, you really have minimal hardware. It makes this bag super light and very easy to use. The zip on the inside has this fabric Acne Studios zip, so it means that you can just close it really easily. If I could only have one bag, this would be my bag of choice. I would have probably picked it in a black color if this was my only bag. I find that this warm brown doesn't match with every single outfit, especially with my color palette and my wardrobe. However, the bag itself is just the most versatile bag. It somehow looks equally as good when you pair it with like a summery dress, and also really great when you pair it with a more formal work outfit. There is not a single scratch or mark on this bag. Because of that grain leather, it's very durable. On the corners, because the bag doesn't have feet, you might expect a little bit of wear, but right now I'm looking at it and it is just perfect. There isn't much of a lining on the inside, so you do just still get the same leather material on the other side, and I think that's also part of the reason why it's so light. If I had to make the decision all over again, I would absolutely get this bag. I have no regrets. It is so beautiful, so well made. And this one I can really recommend to anyone who's looking for a very functional everyday bag. So the last option is this Loewe straw basket bag. I purchased this in the smaller size because I really only need it to fit my essentials. I'm not using this as a beach bag anywhere near water. This bag will just strictly be, you know, away from the beach. I don't have super high expectations about this raffia material being very hard wearing. There are definitely, if you look up close, small snags in the material, and I feel like with more wear that will become more prominent. This bag is not the most practical option, as you will expect. I personally don't regret it because I just love the design so much and I knew that was exactly what I was paying for. In terms of longevity, I do take very good care of this bag. I feel like it should last me quite some time. However, it will not be comparable to my other handbags, which I feel like will last me forever. I mean, I can't imagine what will happen to this other than a few scratches and marks, which probably I could go to a leather craftsman to fix. This bag, I think once it's done, it's done. Despite me not having amazing confidence in how long this bag will last, I do have to say this bag is the most amazing styling piece for me when I'm wearing a simple outfit and honestly it feels a little bit boring. This bag just really finishes it off really nicely and it just brings to life any outfit, to be honest. The other day I was wearing a pair of white jeans and just a pink sweater, and honestly the outfit was a little bit boring. I popped this bag on and instantly it just felt so much cuter, so much more chic. With this very simple accessory, so many of my outfits kind of just transform instantly into holiday looks. So if you ask me whether I would do it again, I absolutely would, just purely for the design. So moving on to the unboxing part of this video, I got a question on Instagram asking me what factors influence my decision when it comes to bigger purchases. And for me, the major thing is just lifestyle. For me, I will not be getting a bag that I can pull out once every so often for a nice dinner. I feel like the cost per wear for that just wouldn't be worth it to me. If I had a Monday to Friday office job and I didn't bring lunch, this would probably be a bag that I purchased. If I had a more creative job with more flexible hours, I probably would go for a crossbody. And because I work 2 days full-time in the office, and then the rest of it, I do my masters and YouTube, and my life is a bit all over the place. My collection probably doesn't reflect that so well, but I think you guys get what I mean. I would pick a bag I could use every single day rather than something for specific occasions. Cost per wear for me is everything. I had my heart set on a Saint Laurent bag just because I was doing my design research paper and I kind of fell through like a research rabbit hole, and I just kind of started reading up on different like fashion designers in like the golden age of fashion. And I just kind of kept reading about Saint Laurent, got really interested by it, started looking at their bags, and then kind of saw this bag that I used to love about 5 years ago. I'm gonna quickly reveal it before I keep talking. So I did decide to get the Saint Laurent Kate Bag in the medium size. This is a very classic bag that I feel like was really popular about 5 years ago. This bag at that point in time was really not an option. However, I did like those bags and I just kind of made a mental note that maybe one day it would be something I would check out. So this bag just feels really timeless and classic, but obviously it does just have the beautiful Saint Laurent logo. For the life of me, I cannot find out what color this is. You would think that it's on the tag or on the website where I purchased it, but it is nowhere to be found. If you're curious about the shade or if you're interested in this bag, I will put the link in the description box. I thought this nude shade was perfect because it's not so light that I would be scared to use it, but also it's still very much a light colored bag. With the color, because this logo is quite loud, I like the minimal contrast between the leather and the logo, whereas the black and gold for me is a lot more loud and felt a bit more nighttime and a bit more glam for my style. I got mine in a grain leather. I knew I didn't want the croc emboss or the smooth. I honestly just prefer a light grain leather. It just felt the most easy to care for. If you're wondering why I chose the Kate bag over some more popular styles such as the Loewe, it's just because I do like a more structured bag. I like bags that do have a bit of shape to them. Even with this one, despite it being a soft leather, it still does have quite a lot of shape. So this one is the same. It has very squared off edges. Another deciding factor is that the chain on this is the perfect length for me crossbody, which as a petite girl, I can't always say is the case. If you get the small Kate bag, this chain is a lot longer, so I didn't really think about that one. If you open it up, you can like tie it on the inside to shorten this chain. However, I would just prefer if it was, you know, the right length to begin with. I've seen people wear this on the shoulder by looping the chain around, but it's not something I want to do because I feel like it'll damage the sides. Even though you could technically wear this bag in a few different ways, I don't think I would. I feel like this would strictly be a crossbody bag and occasionally on the shoulder for whatever reason. If I just open it up, it's very, very simple. It's just a one compartment and there's a very small flap for maybe like a credit card or a driver's license in there. Has a pretty secure snap closure. I am definitely a gold hardware kind of girl. I can't really say much more because I haven't even used this bag. It still has the tag on. As I use this, I'll provide a better review. I've heard that the major wear and tear is over here where the flap opens, so it's on the glazing on the side. But other than that, I've heard that the leather and the durability of the rest of the bag holds up really well. Cannot wait to share it in more styling videos with you guys. So that is all for this handbag review and unboxing. If you see me with a new bag like today, it definitely means I've sold off a couple of other bags. So I've recently sold about 3 or 4 bags, and I decided then to pick up this Saint Laurent. If there is a question that I haven't answered in this video about any of these bags, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button below, and if you want to see more styling and fashion content, please subscribe. I do videos here every single week. I want to do a few extra videos in the next couple of weeks, so fingers crossed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!